Hello, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and no guests. Welcome to Technopod Toastmasters meeting number 97. I am taking this role after a very, very long time. Welcome to this meeting. As you all aware, since there are no guests, I think I don't need to get into the details of regular.
There is one. There is one guest. Abdul is a guest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks. Thank you. I couldn't see your name actually. Can you?
Abdul.
Welcome to Toastmasters meeting number 97. I am Prakash and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. Toastmasters is an international non-profitable organization started by Ralph C. Smedley to promote public speaking and leadership skills. Let me quote the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide a environment where everyone can improve their public speaking and leadership skills. And every club is associated with the Toastmasters International. Technopark Toastmasters is one such club. With that, there are some ground rules which we need to follow. Number one, if you are not speaking, please mute yourself. We refrain ourselves using talking about religion, sex, and politics, and do not crosstalk. With that, let me invite the TMOD for this meeting, Toastmaster
Anoob.
Yeah, Toastmaster. I couldn't see your name actually. Sorry about that. Stage is yours, Toastmaster Anoob.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for introducing me to for the role as such. As we also today we had to actually sort of pitch in or chip in with roles on a very ad hoc matter. And the theme that we have for the day is do the best you can. So talking about it, I was actually following the last India-Australia cricket match, right? The cricket series that happened recently. And what I felt, the third ODI, even though, we had I would say, a star power team as in the 11 members that we had were all really filled with star powers. But on the other side, Australia was actually sort of demolished, I would say, for the first two outings that they had. But if you look at the third ODI, they actually came together, and you could really see like the scores that they put together. If I really remember, it was around 350 odd. So what they did is, they chipped in with whatever they could do the best. And even though I think India is actually termed or probably as the probable for the World Cup this time, I think it's a welcome reminder to the team that, don't or probably, try your best with whatever you have or whatever you can. With that, I would welcome you all to this wonderful session today. I know we haven't really prepared well for the meeting, but we will try our best to do with whatever we can, right? With that, I would like to introduce the tag team for the day. I would like to invite the timer. And I think for today's meeting, it is Ajay. Unfortunately, I don't know the background of Ajay. I just want to welcome you and introduce.
Anoob, I am myself the timer. Sorry.
Oh, you are the timer? Okay. Sorry. Dave, I want to actually call Dave to explain the role of the timer today. Welcome, Dave. Dave is a live wire, as you all know. Stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anoob. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to play dual role today. One of the role is the timer role. As you know, time and tide wait for none, and we value your time. It's my duty that we end the meeting on time. So, as part of that, I also time each speaker as well as the table topic speaker. So, the first speech, prepared speech will be for 5 to 7 minutes. So, how will I show the background is color is at 5th minute, I'll be showing the green card, and at the 6th minute, I'll show the yellow card, and at the 7th minute, I'll show the red card. And I'll tell the timing at the end of the report when G calls me. So, what is the timing for TT is 1 minute green, 1.5 yellow, and 2 minutes red. And for the evaluation, 2 minutes green, 2.5 yellow, and 3 minutes red. All the very best to all of you. Back to you, Toastmaster, for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dave, for explaining us the role of the timer. Next up in the tag team, it will be the arc counter. I would want to introduce or probably call Prakash to explain the role of arc counter. Over to you, Prakash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anoob. So my role today is, counting the ahs and ums of everyone. And the role of arc counter is to look at the filler words as well as crutch.
Is it me?
No, I think
Yeah,
Prakash.
I think we have lost order.
Hello, Prakash.
All right. Do the best that you can, right? So the role of the arc counter is to actually sort of, follow the session throughout and sort of, keep listening about the crutch words, filler words, the repeated words, and all that. And at the end of the meeting, the arc counter will respond back with the numbers about the repeated usage of words and all that. So that's the essence of what the arc counter does. I'm sure like the arc counter will join back. Next up on the tag team, I would want to introduce the grammarian of the day. And grammarian in this case is a very close friend of mine. We actually go a long way. I want to actually call upon Vishnu to introduce the role of grammarian today. Over to you, Vishnu. Toastmaster Vishnu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anoob. So in the short time that I had, I have improvised to create a grammarian presentation. So let me share that for you. So my role today is the grammarian. As a grammarian, I'll point out obvious or not so obvious word usages, highlight good uses of grammar, pronunciation, and also monitor the word of the day usage. So the word of the day for today, I feel improvise would be an appropriate word of the day for today. I've given a sample usage. I improvise to create a story for our customer presentation. Or we could say that all of us improvised to have a successful meeting today. The quote of the day is something that Anoob shared earlier. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, by Arthur Ashe. So just wanted to share that too. With that, I wish all of you to have a very successful and enjoyable meeting today, and I give control back to the TMOD. Toastmaster Anoob. Anoob, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu, for explaining the role of grammarian. With that, I think the tag team is kind of explained, and we will get into the core agenda of the day. So the beginning, we have actually put together, I believe, a speech. A speech will be given by Toastmaster Arati. And before we actually go into do that, let me actually call upon the evaluator to explain what this speech is all about, explain the purpose of the meeting, purpose of the speech, and also introduce the speaker. Over to Toastmaster Dave to explain the speech title and the auxiliaries. Over to you.
Thank you
Dave.
once again, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Arati, is attempting a level 3 elective project from the path Dynamic Leadership. The project is all about negotiate the best outcome. So the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when negotiating. The purpose of this particular speech is for the member to share some aspect of a past or a future negotiation in her life. The title of her speech is My Way or Highway. All the very best, Toastmaster Arathi. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev, for clearly articulating the purpose of the speech. I wish all the best to the speaker. Over to you, the speaker, Toastmaster Arathi, titled My Way or Highway. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. It was my birthday last week, and I had a wonderful day celebrating it with a party, a dinner with my friends and my family, my husband. Now, what's the big deal about it? Because exactly 24 hours before that, I was in a dilemma. I was invited to a office farewell party dinner, and I wanted to spend my own time with my family having a birthday party. And what I did, I combined them together and made it a farewell come birthday party. So it was a win-win for me. Now, why is that even important here? Because this was not an easy task. The time I started my conversation with my husband, he was like, either your party or the office party, my way or highway. There's no in between. You can choose what you want. Luckily for me, my husband is an ex-Antakian, so he knew half of the people who were there in the farewell party. And then we agreed that we would go in late. He could spend some time with colleagues. He could not talk for a long time. And then leave early if he want and have some time of our own. So there was something in it for him to take away. And finally, he agreed. That unknowingly was a negotiation with a win-win. Both of us had our own wins. My dear Toastmasters, it comes across in a daily life, isn't it? You negotiate with your child for the time they spent on the mobile. You negotiate with your team member for taking leaves and finishing a project. And in this case, I was negotiating with my husband to have an outcome that I wanted. It seems easy when you win, and it seems very difficult when you lose, isn't it? So here are some tricks and tips to handle a negotiation in your favor. Imagine you have a team member who's going on leave right at the peak time when you have to give a client demo. Your team lead, who's responsible for running this, wants to take off for a week. What do? If you are the assertive boss, you will say, no, Dave, no way. You promised this demo. The client is going to be available next week. If we miss this demo, it's going to hit our revenue. It's going to affect our organization. There is going to be consequences for our organization, and there'll be consequences for you in your appraisal. Think about it and come back with this, what is best for you. Now that is an assertive, a competitive kind of negotiation where you have the upper hand by virtue of your position or by virtue of the things on your hand. That's an assertive negotiation. Imagine you're on the right opposite end of the spectrum where you're the very, very nice boss. Too nice, I would say. Oh, Dave, you want to leave work-life balance? Please take off. I don't mind. I will manage. I will burn the midnight oil and manage. This time I will take care. That is a very accommodative negotiation. I cannot say that this is bad or the first one is bad or this is bad. It will all depend on the context, right? Is there something in between? Yes, there is something that is called a collaborative negotiation. What is a collaborative negotiation? You tell the person, Dave, you're responsible for this demo. This has a direct impact on the company's top line and bottom line. So I would rely on your judgment on how we achieve this. It is okay for me if you want to delegate it to someone, but you are still accountable. If you can manage it remote, fine, you may take your time off. Please think about a strategy and come back and we will decide. Now that's a very collaborative approach where both parties agree on a midway, which is working for them. There is no change of ownership from one person to the other, and both parties realize that the outcome is beneficial for both. Now, there is another one which is also called a compromise, where I tell poor Dave that, okay, Dave, you have asked for a week's vacation. Why don't we do this? You take 3 days off so that you get your break. You come back and then you manage the demo, and by Monday you will be ready for the client demo. How is that? So you give some and you gain some. You get your vacation, yet you are still responsible. So these are the 4 styles of negotiation. You're very assertive, where you have no compromises. You know what is the impact. There are consequences if you don't do it. There is a very collaborative approach as well, where you let the other party decide what they want to do. There is the accommodative, where you go to the extreme end to be supportive. And then there is a compromise, where you give some and you take some. Now, with these negotiations in hand, and with my previous success at negotiation with my husband, I am going to do something this weekend. I'm going to negotiate for something else as well. After my birthday, now that I'm older and wiser, I realized that this household cooking is not my cup of tea. I've done enough. I've proven that I'm an expert. If not an expert, I can manage. I don't want to spend any more time in the kitchen working on cooking for 2 hours so that we can finish the meal in 10 minutes. No, I'm done. So my end outcome is we want healthy meal on the table. Mind you, healthy, we are not going to eat out every day, on the meal, and I am not the one who is going to cook. And that's the conversation I am going to have with my husband. This is the future negotiation. The outcome is yet to be known. But I'm sure I will have some tactics. Now, how am I preparing for it? First of all, the first 5 minutes of your negotiation is very crucial. Build your case. I'm not just going to say to my husband, okay, I'm stopping cooking. I will start with saying, I need my time and this is precious. Second, I will tell him what is in it for him. He gets to share the load, or we put a maid. Third one is I'll pick the right time to say, not when he is tired and back from office. And fourth, we will agree on the outcome. And this way, I hope it is not going to be a 1 cut and 2 pieces, my way or your way outcome, but it will be a midway, which is beneficial both of us. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, My Way or Highway, and also sharing with us the tips and tricks of negotiating for better outcomes. And also, one thing I really like about this thing is you're actually talking about win-win, and it's not like win-lose or lose-win, which is great. With that, I think we'll move to the next section, which has been planned for today, which is a joke session. And to introduce the joke session, I'll have to call myself because I'm the joke master of the day. So I'm switching my hats. Let me be the joke master of the day. And I thought like probably I should start something about Toastmasters to start with, right? So while I was driving home after one of the Toastmasters in my last club, I was actually stopped by a police officer. And the police officer accused me of going through the red light. Being a Toastmaster, I had honed my negotiation skills. And I generally get a 30 seconds grace period after it turns out to be a red, right? I hope you get it. All right, let's move on. I believe the scariest person for me was my wife until I started actually joining Toastmasters. Before I was actually introduced about the concept of table topic master. All right, enough of Toastmasters jokes, I guess. I also found some interesting father-son conversation, which I really, love. And this case is none other than the little Johnny, right? I'm sure like you would have read little Johnny jokes more often, but I really like it. So I thought I'll share it with you all. Father, let me see your report card. Johnny responds back, I don't have it. Father says, ask, why not? To which he responds back, my friend borrowed it. He just wanted to scare his parents. All right. The conversation continues. Father asks Johnny, why did you get such a low score in the exam? Johnny says, absence. Then father was actually shocked. You were absent for the exam? Johnny responds back, no, the boy who sits next to me was absent. All right. Father asked Johnny this time, why do you think it's necessary to be quiet in the church? And Johnny responds back, because other people are still sleeping. All right, this time it's around dinner time. And Johnny says, are bugs good to eat? Let's not talk about bugs during the dinner table. Responds back the father. After dinner, father inquires about his question. Johnny, why did you ask about bug early? Oh, nothing. You forget about it. There was a bug in your soup earlier. Now it's gone. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up, I guess it should be the table topic session, right?
Yes.
All right. To do the table topic session, I would like to introduce the table topic master, Toastmaster Ajay.
Right.
I've seen you, Ajay, but I don't know enough background to introduce you. Welcome, Ajay, to introduce the concept of table topic, and over to you.
Thank you, Anoob Fasluddin. So I thank Toastmaster Fasluddin for this, Anoob for this, opportunity. And I was talking to Dave yesterday that I was unwell, so I did not prepare in previous day for this, with a presentation and all. So what if I say you verbally here? All of you are okay? Huh?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. Right. So our theme today is do the best you can, right? So I wish if you can, correlate to your speech, 1 to 2 minutes speech related to that theme when I say you the topic.
So
the
since
first,
we have a guest, you can probably explain the rules for Abdul.
Hardi, I missed you. So if we have a guest here, okay. So should I
Yes,
explain?
Abdul is there, so you might have to explain how to attempt a table
Okay,
topic.
okay. Yeah. So I welcome Abdul to this meeting as well. Abdul, maybe you can enable a video, or we can all see you probably for the first time. Okay. So
Hi.
yeah. Hey, hello. So this session is to talk for 1 or 2 minutes about the topics given instantly. It's an impromptu session, so you have to everyone have to give their speech 1 or 2 minutes for the topics that is being given. So we'll start with Abdul then. All of you are okay. So the first topic given to Abdul to do table topics are: if you are given with the chairman's role in NASA, what would your dream mission starting with, as per your, to the best in your that you can do? Abdul. So the topic is, if you are given with a chairman's role in NASA, what would you do as a dream mission, Abdul?
Just 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
Ajay, in case Abdul is not comfortable, we can go with our member first.
We can go with
Then,
someone.
yeah,
Member first. Yeah.
Then we'll get
So
the
should I pick
idea.
out any volunteer? But yeah.
No,
anyone
we have only
volunteer?
few people, so everyone will be going on today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I pick Vishnu for the first time? The topic is already given.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I am the chairman of NASA, I am going to review all of my priorities at NASA and look at the key projects that I'll have to invest in. Essentially, look at it in terms of immediate benefits to humanity, because I would see NASA as something for the entire human population, not just aimed at a specific country, or it is basically aimed at expanding our knowledge about the universe. At the same time, while knowledge is good, if knowledge is not actionable, if knowledge is not beneficial immediately for populations across the world, maybe it's not the kind of knowledge that we should pursue immediately. So I'm going to have a strict round of prioritization, cut down pursuits which are not really helpful for us. And I'm also going to think about an 80-20 kind of thing, right? Where we look at topics which are maybe for 80% of the work that we do, it's all aimed at things which are like immediate priorities, beneficial to humanity and all. Maybe the 20% of my resources and benefit could be for long short projects, like looking for extraterrestrials, or maybe when I'm the chairman of NASA, I already know a few extraterrestrials. Maybe I'll consult with them and try to understand what is it that I should focus on, just to get their insights too. But it's an interesting topic. Thanks for letting me be the chairman of NASA for 2 minutes. Thanks, Ajay.
Thanks, Vishnu. That is really nice. Points that for humanity will be helping by the way of NASA. So the next.
So Ajay, Arati is asking for idea. Can we have a second speaker also for every topic? We have time, so there is no issue with the time. So I'm not getting that. So
Okay.
I mean, same topic, two person speak. Okay. Ajay, so it is
Sure,
like
Ajay.
one topic can give for two people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. That's why I put in the idea at all. So by grabbing the opportunity, I have just proven that I am fit to head a very strategic organization as well. So if I am chosen as the chairman of NASA, the first thing I would like to investigate is, did US really go land on the moon when they claimed they did? Because there are so much of uncertainties. Did the flag even fly there, or did they simulate it in a room? That's something I really want to establish. And being of Indian origin, I would just make it very clear that while I might be the chairman of NASA, I am a global citizen who wants to know the truth, and US comes second after that. Global citizen first. So that's one thing. And I would also want to demystify everything about the UFOs they cite. They might be really army strategic things that are being flagged as UFOs. I want to demystify that. I would make sure that India's ISRO and NASA get into a good bond, so that together all the world powers move together and look at all the space possibilities and adventures together, rather than in a competitive spirit, and make sure that people like Russia are not in the other corner, but all of us are together. And keep a tab on everyone, have some transparency, so that it does not become a threat for each other's country. And I'll make sure that Chairman Somnath of ISRO gets a lot of support. So that's my 2 minutes of being the chairman of NASA, and I'm sure that the President of the United States will fire me after that too. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Super explanation, Arati. We are also wondering what will be, the result that you do by this experiment, whether the man landed there or not on the moon. This is a good presentation by Arati. Thank you so much. Should we give the new topic to the other Toastmasters, Dev?
Yeah.
Okay. The next topic, maybe I will share my screen as well. By the time Arati and speaks, I have prepared a small presentation. Then people would be easy in understanding the topics as well. Okay, let me. Let me know once it is visible for all of you.
Yeah, Ajay. It's visible.
Okay. So I don't know. I should start a slideshow. This is the first one. Given you're interviewing a dinosaur or dinosaur that speaks your own language, what all you would like to ask him or her? So I'll pick Dave for this.
Okay, so I'll just time myself. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajay, for the topic. When I hear the topic, I want to relate dinosaur with something very monstrous, which we all fear of. So I want to take it back to my college professors or my current organization project manager as dinosaur, because it's very easy to relate rather than taking the actual animal. So for the next 2 minutes, first it will be my college professor who will be the dinosaur. We all know they never understand our language. They teach us for all 9 hours per day just for nothing. I don't know. There is no guest here. We have only a college student. I think Abdul also will agree to me. Full 9 hours, and we just learn, or sleep. We don't know. Want to ask one thing to that dinosaur. Why do you even think mark is more important? Just make sure that the students who are in your class sleeps when they want to sleep, eat when they want to eat, go out when they want to go out. It really makes their life easier. And if by chance they fail the exam, let it be. Don't call their parents or don't inform the HOD to take action on the student. That will be the first message I have to give to the first dinosaur. Moving on to my professional area, where we have our project managers, my second dinosaur. I want to ask them, if your employee wants to take a leave for a vacation, don't go for an assertive negotiation, go for an accommodative negotiation so that they have their own set of life and they can enjoy that. Or if for an example, they have sick and you have a customer demo, be cooperative with them, let them take their leave and you take care of the demo. Moving on to my third dinosaur, I don't tell, it's my wife. In case your life partner makes some mistakes or not able to accommodate you in the kitchen, it's okay. Maybe they're not good in the kitchen. At the end of the day, we all want to eat the food. So if in case your husband is not able to prepare food for you, it's okay, you can take it up. And there is always Zoom or Zomato. So to conclude, all three dinosaurs, I hope I have negotiated well. And back to you, Ajay.
Thank you so much, Dave. So that is wonderful explanation. We were thinking we still understanding a joke. I mean, just experiencing a joke, not a table topic. And the comparisons were really, really realistic and practical. We enjoyed that a lot. So should I pick another person as well to compare this way? I mean, to give this a speech on the same topic, right? Kavita,
Yes.
do you want to try?
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster. Ajay.
Thank you so much, Kavita.
Maybe you can repeat the topic. Like,
Okay, so I thought every person will give a speech on the same topic, right? I mean, two persons. But no.
Okay, okay. I missed that.
Or should I? I'll give a different topic. I have enough topics with me. No problem. I'll give you a different topic, Toastmaster Kavita.
No, I think I can. I think if it is okay, I can just go on the dinosaur topic a little bit.
Okay, Vishnu.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah. So all the topics I instantly prepared, not from Google. I don't know whether it's relevant to all of you.
No, but Ajay, I really like the topic. The first thing that came to my mind when I thought about conversing with a dinosaur was the topic of food. I'm a foodie, and I'm going to discuss with the dinosaur on his cuisine choices, and hopefully get his tips on trying out some new sources of meat and maybe new flavors, and discuss about what kinds of food that he eats. And I don't know if this is a herbivore or a carnivorous dinosaur. I'm hoping that it's a carnivorous dinosaur, because I'm generally carnivorous all the time. I am herbivorous only for certain periods of time, and that's generally for religious reasons. So looking forward to have that conversation with the dinosaur, understand what he eats, how he spends his time, how his time in today's earth has been, and we'll be really excited to talk to a dinosaur, right? Like a real dinosaur. Thank you, Ajay. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. That was really nice. So, Toastmaster Kavita will give a new topic for you. Okay. So this topic makes you a salesman to sell a plane, right? And an aeroplane. What are the pros about the planes that you may be putting forward to the potential client to sell it? I mean, you can explain about your plane for us.
Okay, I just
Should I-
wanted to confirm the topic. I had to sell the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
So
Toastmaster.
you're just selling a plane, and you need to say about the plane, about 3 words or three pros about it.
Okay, good morning, Toastmasters. So I am here with my new equipment, which is very good. You can use it for climbing on this. You can reach your destination in minutes. So let us say you want to go to Techno Park from my place, which is 10 kilometers away. You can climb on this quickly. You can sit on the wings. You can sit on the tail. You can sit on it the way you sit on the merry-go-round in the gardens. And you will reach your office in 10 minutes. Not only that, you can give it to your son. He'll be playing around while you're doing work from home. Both the problems are solved with it. And talking about fuel, you could fit some solar panels on the top, on the wings, on the bottom part of it, on the windows and everything, and it'll be freely powered on. So, and third, you can the fourth point is I will give you discount on it. So every time you buy 2 of these, you can give Dave one, give RP one, and I'll give you 50% discount on it. So everybody will be flying, and the next meetings, maybe we'll have it on these little planes hovering over Techno Park. And people, you can join it very fast. You don't have to wait for in the traffic, no jams, nothing. So this is the plane that I have crafted right out of my workshop. So very cheap, very fast, very good means of meeting people you have never met. You can meet in the sky, and your child will never bother you while you are working from home, the way he's doing right now. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thanks, Kavita Toastmaster. This was a really good example that you do best in your that you can do, right? When you get a plane to sell for the Technopark colleagues, most probably we all are from Technopark here. Thank you, Kavita. Anyone else wanted to try on this, on different perspective or something? How to sell? No one. Okay.
Guest Abdul, do you want to try?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
There is no
if
energy in our new guest, Abdul. I think you should have more energy to sell a plane.
yeah, so first of all, when I'm trying to sell the plane to a new customer, first, like I will tell which brand the plane, which brand was using the plane. Suppose if it was Qatar Airways. So if it is a big brand, then people will have more interest. And I'll also give a discount price. And also I'll tell that you can get a free robotic air hostess to serve you. So like, yeah, and that's all I would try.
Okay, thanks Abdul for that explanation. We also would like to see a robotic air hostess to come and serve us in the planes. So the next topic that I'm going with is so giving with three options, right? The options are money, and the second option is food grains, the third option is a machine which cleans up the pollutants in the air. So if you're given with three options, one thing is money, the second one is food grains, okay? The third option is a machine which cleans up the air. So which one you would be preferring to choose and why? So anyone voluntarily would like to go with this? Or should I pick it? I'll pick it. I'll pick
We have Anoob and Prakash yet to take a topic.
yeah, I'm thinking Prakash and Anubidin. So Prakash has not given anything today. So let me pick it Prakash here.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So could you please
Thanks,
repeat the topic?
Yeah, Toastmaster Prakash. So the topic is given with three options to choose, right? One is money, the second one is food grains, the last one is a machine which cleans up the earth. I mean pollutants. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for that topic. So it's a choice between money, food, and machine. It's
Right.
an easy one. I would definitely go for money. And if money is there, the other two things are really simple, right? You can have a lot of land and you can cultivate whatever you want so that you can eradicate the hunger in the world. But that's an interesting question because there are so many people. If you look at the landholders in USA, most of the rich people from Jeff Bezos to our Microsoft Bill Gates, they were actually accumulating so much land now, but I'm not sure whether they are, taking anything in that direction and what is the long-term strategy that they are having in mind. And I think, okay, there might be some business reason for that. So it depends upon what and how you wanted to eradicate the hunger. Do you really want to eradicate the hunger? And I think there is a really business opportunity there. I mean, every challenge and every problem will give you a lot of opportunities for the people who are looking at. And if you have money and if you are rich, you will be basically looking at those opportunities, not the other side of the coin. So definitely I'll take the money. And if I have the money, I'm not sure whether I'll be looking at the other two options. Maybe I'll be looking at how I can leverage those to make more money. Thank you.
That was a wonderful explanation, Prakash. We also like to do something kind of thing when we get that option. So next topic is for Anu.
Same topic we have to speak right now.
Okay, that should be okay. Yeah.
Is it the same topic? I thought like it will be a different
same.
one.
You
You
want
can choose.
different one?
Speaker maybe can choose. Yeah.
Maybe let's exactly go for a different one.
Oh,
That's all.
sure. Okay. Toastmaster Anoob, I'll give a different interesting topic, right? Toastmaster Anoob, you imagine you're born as a huge animal, right? Something kind of a mammoth elephant. What are the things that you would do to the betterment of your surroundings, your ecosystem, Toastmaster Anoob?
Thank you, table topic master, for that. First of all, if I'm actually born as a mammoth animal, I wouldn't don't want to actually do anything for the surrounding. I want to be the next Arik Kompan, right? So probably a better Arikomban than what it's actually being done. I mean, doing all these days. So if you really look at it, see Arikomban as a elephant, right, or an equivalent of it, why is it the news is actually sort of, I mean, the newspaper is actually sort of giving out so much information about this. Several wild animals like that, which is actually doing havoc across, right? So from a point of view that I really don't want to actually do anything better for the humanity or human as such, but I want to be the king of the jungle, or for that matter probably king of the state, and probably teach the politicians a lesson about actually ruining all the forest and sort of getting into our territory and do all the things against them. Yes, so table topic master, as a mammoth animal, I wouldn't really want to actually do anything good for the humanity, but do anything possible to sort of expand my area, expand the forest area that you guys are actually sort of getting into, right? Thanks, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anoob. That was a really excellent answer. It's actually the surrounding or the ecosystem that you live in. How do you improve? In fact, that answers the question. Not for humanity, but it would be for your surrounding. Thanks for that explanation. So I have few topics more. Is there anyone interested to pick it up, or anyone yet to pick it up? Then I will give you those topics. Should we go with the?
I'm ready, Ajay. I'm not.
I think if you have time, I think let's go for a couple of more, right? It's only 12:26.
Of course. Yeah.
I think we'll go for one more.
No, we have time for 2 to 3 topics.
I mean,
okay.
We'll go for
one more round.
This is a different topic, right? So you're given with 3 times of your present salary, right? 3 times of your present salary this month. What are the 3 things that you think it about in the first time? I mean, just in your mind flashing out 3 things. Just think about your 3 times salary getting credited. So everyone are now energetic because you're hearing good news. So should we go with
yeah,
who?
Aarti.
Aarti. Okay. So we'll go with Toastmaster Aarti for this topic. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master Ajay. As an HR, this is my dream, to give everyone 3 times the salary. But unfortunately, the management is not in line. As an employee, again, that is my dream. 3 times my salary for the kind of work I do. Wow. What else can you ask for? Same effort, 3 times returns. Wow. That's even better than your investment options, right? Now, if I get 3 times my salary, I will go back to the negotiation board with my husband, because this time I did not get anything for my birthday. We had a discussion whether we should buy a diamond earring or not. And then this part of negotiation, I did not talk. It was a win-lose negotiation. He convinced me how investing in gold and diamonds is a bad investment choice, and I lost. He won. I did not get anything for my birthday other than that birthday party. So I will go and buy some gold and jewelry just for investment, not for gratifying my retail therapy, but just for investment. If we go through a very bad patch, I will surely sell my jewelry and save my family. So just for that. Second is, I will put that into some investment options so that I can retire at least 3 months earlier than what I would have, because I've got 3 times the salary now. I have a little bit earlier on my retirement plan. I would also like to go on a trip that has been postponing, because every time a trip comes up, we think, okay, do we do this renovation? Do we buy a car, or we go on a trip? And finally, trip goes to the last part. So that's something that I wanted. With the rest of the money, I would have loved to take my Toastmaster friends for a dinner party, but unfortunately, you gave me only 3 months salary, and that is not enough. So I will park that for now and come back later. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Sarathi, Sarathi, for that, please. Yeah, wonderful. So the next topic is this. So I'll pick Dev for this, if he's okay. So
Yeah.
Dev?
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly they've got a chance to become 10 years young, right? And how do you be the first conversation with your spouse? What all, how you will convince her that you got a chance to become 10, 15 years young the first moment she sees you?
So first of all, I don't know whether I would have been married 10 years younger, and I would have told my wife that I didn't believe in the concept of marriage, so we should not have got marriage. That is the first thing I would have told. So having been 10 years younger is a very good opportunity because we can go back and correct our mistakes, especially marriage. I think most of you will agree who are married to some extent and studying in a college or be going for any educational institution. And definitely would have taken Toastmaster membership before 10 years. So that is one thing I really regret in my life. I should have joined Toastmaster very young. But having said that, we always live a life, especially personal or professional life, which is not at all happy to our passion. We always want to do a life. I personally want to pursue a life which satisfies me, like where the profession meets the passion. That's when we get the maximum happiness. Every day I feel like going to office or being in some place where you are not happy makes you totally feel for why you want to have this life at all. So when you want to have a meaningful life, as Arathi mentioned, getting a money or doing things which you love to do. So 2 years back, I would have definitely taken a decision of not going to college at all, saving my money over there and rather putting in some investment. Second thing, as I told you, I would have not gone into IT because I think it's not my cup of coffee. I would have taken something into a teaching profession because I love to teach and I like to really make a difference in some child life. So third thing, definitely, my wife is not around. That's what I'm saying. I've not taken a decision to marry so soon. Taken a time to understand better, and then I'm married. I think most of you are married here, so some will actually agree to me. But those who are not married may think what he's talking about. But so just to conclude, we always want to go back to our childhood days to correct our mistakes and take our right path. But having said that, since we don't have the time machine, we have our future with us. So we can plan it well so that our next 10 years is in our hands. Thank you. Back to you, Ajay.
I completely agree, Toastmaster Dave, with you, and I second it. So that maybe one of the topic that I'm thinking about next is. So should I pick Anoob for this? Anoob? Or no? Or a guest?
We have
Goes
Anoob,
to-
Kavita, guest Prakash to go
Yeah.
for the second topic.
Yes. Yeah. So the topic is, I'll pick Kavita, because Anoob was not responding.
No,
Kavita,
Anoob,
can you hear? Okay.
Pick whoever you
Kavita,
want.
then- Okay, yeah, I'll go with Kavita this time.
Yes,
One day,
sure.
Kavita awakened in a jungle wherein tigers and bears are very close. She soon after realized, oh my God, how I got, here. How would be she try to escape, and what would be the conversation between you and the animals that you met with?
Can you repeat that?
So one day, you awakened in a jungle wherein the bears and tigers are closely, right? And what would be your reaction? What would be your communication if you met with them?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. A very interesting topic. So I am in this jungle and there is bear, there are tigers, and as TMOD suggested, we should make best of the situation. So I'll forget for a moment that I am a human being and imagine I am a tiger. So I'll go out on a date with a tiger, and afternoon I'll take the bear for shopping. We'll buy some diamonds. We'll purchase an aircraft or two, and coming back, we'll go meet tiger, and the bear will go and visit the dinosaur and the incumbent that was there. We'll have a nice time. Maybe we'll visit the movies, go to the beaches, Communication, no. Let's leave that to the Toastmasters. Let's not mix everything there. Jungle is a happy place, everything green. We'll clean up the beaches, we'll clean up the rivers, we'll dump all the plastic outside using your vacuum cleaner you were talking about earlier. And then I'll come back to the meeting where we are right now and hand over the mic to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Yeah, nice imagination, Toastmaster Kavita, that you yourself becoming an tiger, go for a shopping, or the dating with tiger and bear is interesting. Just I was picturizing everything. So thank you so much for that. So the last topic that I have in hand. So which below color suits you the most to describe about life? White, green, and pink. So Toastmaster Anoob, would you pick this?
I actually need to step out for a minute.
Okay.
I'll come back and then take it.
Then
One second.
meanwhile, our guest will pick up this topic, I think. Thanks. Yeah. So our guest, Abdul Hafiz, which below
Yes.
color suits the most to describe about life to you? White, green, and pink.
I would go for white because our life
Abdul,
is
1 minute. Try to
Yes.
make sure you speak at least until you see the green background. Last time you missed that. Keep on
Okay,
talking until you see the green background and stop by red.
okay, sure. Yeah, I would go for white because our life is like every day is a new page in our story. So it's like an empty canvas. So we decide what we should draw or write in that canvas. So yeah, and also white symbolizes like what we say creative. Like we can think freely. Like what we say. It's like a peaceful, calm, and creative freedom in our creativity and freedom in our mind to think and go try out new things in life. And yeah, that's what like we correct ourselves at each step in our lives, and yeah, that's how life is. So I would go for white.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster guest Abdul, for that wonderful explanation about canvassing in white pages. That we also got that picturization in our mind. So with that, I think
Ajay,
yeah.
I'm back. If you want, I can take one more.
Yes, I know. Okay, I'll give me 30 seconds. I'll prepare a new topic because I'm out
No,
of the
he can
topics.
take the same, right? He can pick another color.
Okay. So,
So,
Toastmaster Anoop, the topic is which below color suits you the most to describe about life. So we have green, pink, and blue.
green, pink, and blue. Thank you, to Table Topic Master, for this. I would definitely pick blue because blue is probably symbolizes madness, right? So you know, as the head of the family, probably I would want to actually call my shots. I would want to actually sort of decide on what needs to happen on that particular day, right? So blue symbolizes that, and unfortunately, I was actually closely listening to speakers like Dave, who have been actually complaining about probably things not going well with marriage, with wife and all that. So I would really want to actually use blue as the color to symbolize us that I call the shots. I will do enough to actually keep things in control. And yeah, for me, blue stands out among these three, and I would pick that. Thank you, and over to you.
Okay. So I have. If still we
One
have
topic.
time, then
So one topic to Prakash. I think he is set to get the second topic.
Okay. So Prakash, Toastmaster Prakash, can you see me?
Yeah.
It's a different topic I'm giving you. Okay. There is no writing here. So just imagine that I have a seed in my hand and I have a plant here. Can you see the plant now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So can you describe a journey, from your life experience, how the seed becomes a plant to you, or you can explain your experiences, on that regard?
Okay, that's an interesting topic. Yeah. No, I think so we were all having the problems of maybe this is the first time in the human history we are hearing about anxiety, depression, and all those things. Maybe it has become so prevalent after pandemic. And one of the recommendation given to people is to have something like some hobby or maybe some garden, or maybe you can get into farming as a form of that basically helps you alleviate the pain, and that helps you get out of depression and anxiety as well. And the seed basically symbolizes the origin of human life, because you put the seed and you start um, you start giving water on day-to-day basis, and at one day it comes out of that soil with that small sprouts coming out of that. That's something, there is some beauty in there, the beauty of nature, the beauty of birth, and everything is there. When you look at that and you see life is getting out of nowhere from a simple seed, and that turns into a tree or a plant, and that again consists of so many things like leaves, branches, and all the other things. If you pluck one leaf out of that, it does not have any meaning out of that. It has to go away from that tree. But all the leaves form a tree, but one leaf does not have any significant in that whole tree. And the same applies in a forest as well. One tree does not hold any significant when it comes to a forest, but all the trees form to give meaning to that forest. That how it becomes forest, and all the leaves and branches turn a tree into an actual tree. I think that's the same lesson applies in our life also. It's the unity, it's parts that makes everything work together, that gives the wholeness to life. And I think that's what tree symbolizes. Thank you.
Great, Toastmaster Prakash, for that explanation. With that actually gives a positive note as well for all of us, how to look at that perspective. So should I give
Yeah,
a
that's
story?
all. I think we have given topic to everyone. We like to give a topic to you. Anyone like to give a topic to our table topic master? A single topic?
Maybe
Or
I
if
will
not-
take my own something that I'll better.
No, I have a topic for you. No issue.
Okay, okay.
Okay. There's only one topic. We are not going to leave the table topic master. The topic is a ship in the harbor is safe, but it is not built for that purpose.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Dev, for that topic. The ship is not meant for being at harbor. It is meant for sailing in the deep sea, right? So when we born, so a baby, when it is being conceived in mother's womb, what we are thinking is it has to be protected in such a way until the nine months are to be completed and it to be born. Right? So similar way, ships are being made in the shore with a lot of precautions, a lot of care to that, and once the ship is made, then it is to start sailing in the deep sea. Similarly, our life, I'm comparing this topic with our life. When we are in the mother's womb, it is, I mean, should I say the way of your preparing yourself for the life, how to be taking up challenges in the life. Right? So in my experience, I'll just give, I know it's a green color I can see in the background of Dev. I'll not take more than 1 more minute. I think 1 minute is over, right? So one of my friend, he he had a very bitter experience in the 12th standard. He caught up with a unforeseen what you call an event that happened to him, and he got up beaten with some of his neighbors for something that he did not think about. He was ashamed, and his even including his family was all the time creeping on him. What did you do that, etc., etc. Very much unintentionally he did some mistakes. So he then flew to somewhere else, to Dubai or somewhere, to learn something. I mean, a course of what you call as a chef, to the hotel management course. He went there, and then slowly he was became a chef. He is now sailing through different locations in a vessel at Americas and Europe across. I'm seeing the color, so I'm winding it up the story very quickly. So the meaning is he was born and brought up in a village, like the ship was constructed in the shore, but then he taken up challenges in life that was triggering by uninteresting events in the life, but then he succeeded in that. So similarly, in our life, we should be sailing as a ship. We should take up challenges. With that, I'm giving back control to Dave.
No, it's over. I think. Yeah. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, table topic master, for those wonderful, choices of, topics. In fact, the expression that I would want to give is wow, right? We all probably did really impromptu speaking to the core, and we all improvised a lot. I think that is wonderful to see, like, everybody chipping in with whatever we could, and it resonates really well with the theme of the day. And I believe we will move over to the next, or the best part of today's session, which we should say as feedback or evaluation. And I want to quickly talk about a bit about feedback here, right? Generally, if you look at probably, with the exception of Abdul Hafiz here, probably everybody are working in one way or the other. So you all understand how dreadful the year-end appraisal could be, right? Or the feedback session could be. But in my point of view, I actually think it is slightly different. We shouldn't see it as feedback, but it should be seen as feed forward, right? Something that we have done in our life or done with the project is not something we can go back and correct. I saw that there was a topic which is given today's table topic session where you could go back 10 years back and change it. And if you'd have done that, that would have been really wonderful. But think about feedback as feed forward. So how can we correct ourselves to make a better person or better project or a better thing or anything that you can control going forward? With that note, I want to actually introduce the general evaluator for the day to take forward the evaluation session, or the feed forward session as we should call. I would like to invite, Kavita, the general evaluator, to explain the general evaluator things, and also explain or call upon the evaluator to talk about his evaluation. All right. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anoob. Before we start the evaluation, before I give my evaluation, let me call upon Toastmaster Aarti. No, I'll call upon Toastmaster Dev to deliver the feedback on Toastmaster Aarti's speech, prepared speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Dev.
We prefer going in highway just because we want to accommodate other vehicles going in our way. If you simply ride to one place to another in the way you want to go, definitely will end up in an accident. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Wonderful topic. Today, our speaker, Arati, had to tell about the different negotiation skills that she had and strategies she has used in her company. I think first positive thing I feel from this topic is the way she connected with us. All the stories that she had with us today, very well we can all relate. Starting with the 3 positive areas which I liked in the speech is number 1, content. They always say content is the king. And she had a fantastic content. if I would have the speaker, I would have definitely gone with a very theoretical concept of, see, there are three types of negotiation skill, accommodative, assertive, and giving a definition about it, which will make the event a very boring speech. But rather, this speaker has chosen a story. She has taken an incident, how she is able to convince a team member to give a client demo. And that snippet of it, and she was able to tell the different types of negotiation skill that we have into that. For example, assertive, where you really have the command over the junior and give a commanding instruction. Accommodative, where you accommodate them to as much extent as possible. Collaborative, where we have that both win-win situation and take a go ahead. This kind of communication or this kind of storytelling, where you're able to convince the audience with the information, with a story, can help us to understand the concept very well. First point, kudos to that. And second thing, the way she has concluded. So she has left us with the message that she has to do a future negotiation and how she is going to do that. So whatever she did about the past, she has explained, and she has something up in the future where she has to negotiate with her husband on the cooking aspect. Now she is going to do that. And the way she has brought in the future aspect, I really like that approach. And third thing is a way of starting with a conversation. So all the thing is all about a negotiation. Right from the start till the end, it's about the negotiation, be it with his husband, be it his team member. So we can clearly understand the different style we have in a negotiation. And as they say, it's about improving in a public speaking. So we have, I have 4 points for her to improve. So starting with the number one, when you make a conversation, rather than saying in a third person way, it's always better to have that first person conversation. Like for example, when you had the conversation between you and your husband or you and your team member, maybe you can do the role play, and rather than seeing the eye sideways, you can see the straight to the camera and have that conversation between both the sides. And coming to the second aspect, somewhere in the middle, right at the start of 2 minutes, you have the conclusion. I think sudden conclusion. Fellow Toastmaster, we also have to deal with negotiation with our teammates. I think that piece of your speech could have come at the end, where you would have told all your story and then come up with the conclusion. Definitely, each one of us need to have the skill in your life to succeed. So the conclusion at the start, a little bit, I felt would have come at the later point of the story. And third thing is all about presentation. So coming to the facial expression and the tone variation, the way you explained about the types, rather than on the content alone, you could tell in the assertive way. For example, if you really a manager want to be assertive to the junior, how his face will be. I don't know. You have to come for this customer demo. No other explanation. So it will be a little bit rude. It will show in their face. Whether someone, if it is accommodative, like they'll have a little bit smile in this. I understand you. Okay, take your time. This time we'll do it. So the way you can explain the type with your facial expression, I think that was missing. You can have a little bit of different facial expression, smile when it is accommodative or collaborative, little bit tough face when it is assertive. That could have a little bit more come on the presentation aspect. Second thing, I think your hands was a little bit crossed towards all to the complete speech. Your hands was crossed. Not sure what was the reason, but you could really free up your hands to show more gestures. And your camera position was slightly below, and you are a little bit above. Maybe you could come straight to it. So overall, your story had a fantastic content, and with an explanation of your personal story. If you can work upon your facial expression, really resonate what you're saying. Accommodative, make it a little bit smiling. Assertive, make it a little bit tough, so that your expression, your gestures are all matched with your speech. In that way, you can improve your speech to the next level. All the very best. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. So that was his evaluation. Okay. Now let me start with my evaluation. For the benefit of guests, I'm the general evaluator for the day, and it is my duty to give an evaluation of whatever was happening from the start to end of the meeting. So we kicked off late from the agenda, half an hour late from the start, what was publicized agenda. But we had a very good 15-minute networking session. This first time I joined networking section, and it was fun. There was a bit of confusion because less number of people were joining the meeting. So the role delegation was kind of a pandemonium. And aptly, it was more of improvisation. Everything was impromptu. And multitasking, we are good at that. We are proving time and again, everybody's good at that. So our Toastmaster, he decided impromptu he's going to be the Toastmaster. He's a master at multitasking also. He has demonstrated that. But Anoob, one thing, I have one complaint. You didn't introduce me. You took over my role. Okay. But anyway, I enjoyed it because I had all the time to write down notes and I have written 5 to 6 pages. So all the roles, everything, general evaluators, he has introduced everyone. Everyone was introduced. Sergeant at arms, we had an interrupter, Prakash Chipin doing the role within 1 or 2 minutes of being assigned the role. Great. Then coming to the speech, Aarti and Dev and the evaluator, both of them are wordsmiths. They know what to do. They know the game. They play the game, and we are here just to enjoy, understand the way it has to be done. So kudos to both of you. The next section was the most exciting session, I would say. Toastmaster Ajay, you took the meeting to another level. You brought in very exciting topics from imagination, from science fiction. Maybe it has to do something with the thing that you were sick, maybe some medication, and you're all happy topics. So I could see people run the imagination running wild all through the meeting. And then we had people, Toastmasters, who brought in some very hard facts to life, the way life is. Okay. Now, let me move over to the table topic evaluation. Toastmaster Dev, what about the timing for the
Yeah.
table topic?
Yeah. Thanks for that, Toastmaster Kavita. Let me start with the speaker. Arati took 7 minutes 40 seconds, so more than the time limit. Coming to the evaluation, even I took 4 minutes 25 seconds, more than the time limit. Coming to the table topic, I'll just go with the speaker and 2 timings I'll tell. So they have spoken to Vishnu, first time 2 minutes 10 seconds, second time it is 1 minute. Arati 1 minute 55 seconds, and second time 2 minutes 15 seconds. Myself 2 minutes 10 seconds and 2 minutes 30 seconds. Kavita, you took 1 minute 45 seconds, and second time 1 minute 10 seconds. Abdul took first time 30 seconds, and second time it is 1 minute and 5 seconds. Prakash, you took 1 minute 50 seconds, and the second time when you spoke, it was 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Anoob, you took 1 minute and 30 seconds very first time, and the second time you took just 50 seconds. And Ajay, your timing was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So the overall tabletop, I think some of us had time to speak more. Thank you. Back to you, Kavita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. And now to the my observations on the table topics. So we kicked off, Vishnu kicked off the table topics with his, and he has proved time and again he's a manager. He went on to 80-20 rules, applying all that, cutting down unwanted expenses in NASA, man, cool. Aarti grabbed the opportunity. We should learn from Aarti. See, people who had enrolled for the speech, they left, and Aarti, yes, make good of best of whatever is available. So kudos to you for the speech. And on the table topics, I'd like to contrast the way Vishnu went with one thought in mind and he elaborated, while Aarti presented different points to counter that thought actually. So one thought versus so many list of items, Aarti. So that was the way the different table topics were structured. Now Dev, his thing was totally different. He took me back to my college days when you were asked to describe the dinosaur. He put the dinosaur up, went to the college, spoke about his professor, wife, everywhere, and then he came, okay, dinosaur, fine. So that is one way you can handle the table topics. Vishnu, again, the second topic, he stuck to the topic, nothing beyond the topic. So that is another way you can handle your table topics. Abdul, 2 attempts, and you went from 30 seconds to 1 minute. So dramatic improvement there. So I think you should be joining Toastmasters more often. So you will improve your skills. So you already see an improvement, right? Good job. Prakash, good choice. Money, yes, that's the thing you have to go with. So he is bringing out his greedy self. He has never showed us that self. He's always this composed and he doesn't speak much, but yes, the greedy side, we know that now. But I had to give more kudos to Table Topic Master, very innovative science fiction topics. And I like the way you connected to the speakers. So once they have finished, you didn't say, yeah, okay, who's next? You took time to speak a word or to connect to what topic they were talking about. So good. You are a very good topic master. I hope we are going to see more of your game in the coming meetings. So I think that is what I have written, because once we had the first round, I was bored of writing and I stopped taking notes.
Please call
Okay,
the R
and
counter and grammarian. Yeah.
yes, sorry, I missed that. Okay, now let me invite our counter,
Prakash.
Prakash. Yeah, Prakash.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. So the counter report, I'll be looking at the favorite crossword. I'm not getting into all the details, so I'll start with Anoob. Anoob, your way of delivery is really nice. You're giving the pause wherever needed, but occasionally the is creeping into it at times, and those are the only two things that I could identify. But overall, you are taking the pauses, you are using the pauses very effectively. So that's something that we can learn from you. And Dev, I couldn't find anything. Maybe I might have missed. Vishnu, your favorite clutch word is and you mostly used and Aradi used and one times. And Ajay, your favorite word, favorite clutch word is and sometimes no, just no. I think you're using it when you speak spontaneously. Then Kavita also used Abdul, it's the favorite clutch word is and. But overall, the way that you improved from the first speech to the second speech is really good. We have shown a tremendous progress, actually. And of course, I think I have used every crutch word that I have already listed. So that's it. Thank you. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you,
Kavita.
Toastmaster Prakash. And let me invite Toastmaster Vishnu to present the grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. Let me quickly share my screen. Uh, so I think overall it was quite a good session. We have had some very good usages. In a dilemma, it was a win-win for me. The way you described the types of negotiations, I thought that was really well done. Alleviate the pain. So I've just noted down some of the usages that I thought was really meaningful. Now, in terms of opportunities to make it even better, I felt that there were some instances where we were using words like very, 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 and all, which I felt was redundant, because you can just say that you're a knave boss rather than saying that you're a very, very knave boss. I feel that level of emphasis kind of adds more words to the conversation, and it kind of takes away from the flow a little bit. So maybe something to think about. Then there were those typical things that I think we use because of our mother tongue influence to some extent. What I did, things like that. I also felt that when Anoob was doing his Little Johnny joke, there was this usage called response back. So I had a boss who I used to work with a long time back, like He was running the e-commerce operation for a very large US company. He always used to say that you should just say response, never say response back, because response is implicit, where that you are actually responding to something, and response back is like redundant. So I I just came back and I just put it there. So now coming to Ajay, I felt that generally you have a good vocabulary, and some of the topics were really good, but I also felt that some simple usages you are I've captured a example. So given with the chairman's role, something like the way you describe that NASA topic, right? I felt that the the way you are stringing together the words, it was not a fully kosher. So maybe something that you can look at, maybe just hear the recording again and just look at the way you have made some of those statements. I felt that they could have been a little bit more structured. Now, Mark is more important. I think this is Dave who said this. I felt that it could have been articulated a little bit better. But overall, I thought it was really a good session. I think we had some very good usages, and nothing really to call out in terms of major inferior usages or anything. These are just a few things that I noticed, which I just wanted to capture.
About the
Now,
word of the day. Sorry.
Word of the day. Yeah, I think I don't think Arati used it. Maybe I missed it. And in the table topics also, I don't think I heard the words, the word improvise too much. I may have missed it. But I think in the finishing sections, the general evaluator and Dave and Anoob, all of you guys used it. So I noticed that. Yeah, I felt that it was really appropriate, and I was looking for more usage, but maybe I should have also reminded folks to just use it, right? It's something that I would probably do it in my next stint as the grammarian. Just, just put a quick note there, especially on the table topics section, saying that guys use improvise if possible. So that's all that I have for today, guys. Let me hand it over back to Kavita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. Dave, do we have time for the quiz?
Yeah, we can have 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so we'll have the quiz, so which I'm going to ask some questions based on the meeting, and it is going to assess whether you have been listening or you are zoning off. Okay. So the way it is, you can unmute your mics, and how do we do it? If you know the answer, you
call out a name.
Okay, if you know it, for example, I know the answer, I should be saying Kavita. Okay, you are not supposed to call out the answer. And then the first person who I think called out their own name, I'll be calling out them. Okay, so you'll get a 1 point, and we'll see who is the best listener. Okay, mics unmuted. Great. Okay, who played the role of our counter?
Dave.
Anoob.
Arati.
Dave.
Prakash.
Okay.
I thought like you should call out your name too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first you have
he
to call
said
out.
Dave, so I called out Dave.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're not supposed to say Prakash.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, and whoever made this reference in their speech are not allowed to talk. Okay, that's the second point. So who was following the India-Australia cricket
Dave.
match?
Dave.
Dave.
Answer is Anoob.
Correct. Who was referred to as live wire by Anoob?
Anoob.
Arati.
Anoob. No, not Anoob. Aarti.
Dev.
It's unfair. This is
No,
unfair.
you are not. No. You made.
So this is very
Okay.
confusing, okay? Whether to say your name or call out the accent.
Exactly.
Yes, right.
Listening.
So I
Okay,
got a
now
point.
what was the topic of Aarti's speech?
Prakash,
Anoob.
Prakash,
it's my way or highway.
right. Okay, and Aarti had two parties. One was a birthday party, and what was the other party?
Anoob.
Anoob.
Office part.
No, let's be more specific.
Farewell office part.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Now, when you have the upper hand in a negotiation, it is called
Dev.
Dev. What is it
Assertive.
called?
Assertive.
Okay, that's another for Dev.
Unfair. I cannot answer 3 questions.
Yes, I learned that trick last time. Okay, again, this question Aarti cannot answer because now who was the imaginary teammate Aarti had? Whom she
Prakash.
was counseling, whom she was negotiating with?
Anoob.
Anoob.
Dev.
Good. Now I am confused.
We are all.
Okay, how many types of negotiation did Aarti mention in her speech?
Anoob.
Dev.
Anoob.
3.
No, Dev.
Vishnu.
4.
Okay. Now, how long was Aarti's speech?
Anoob.
Anoob.
7+ minutes.
Okay, anybody else would like to
Dev.
go?
Dev.
He was a timer, right?
Timer card.
I was the timer as well as the evaluator.
No.
So.
Okay. Vishnu.
Okay, Vishnu.
7 minutes, 10 seconds.
No.
Okay, Vishnu. Good. Very attentive.
No, it was 7:40.
Exactly. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the
Yeah, but
mark.
it's
Nobody gets mark.
You did not get the mark. You did not have the answer.
Okay, Aarti, sorry, one more question. How many minutes of how many minutes of your negotiation? First few minutes, how many minutes are crucial? First dash minutes of your negotiation are crucial.
Dev, first 2 minutes.
No?
Vishnu.
Yeah?
The first 5 minutes.
He was guessing. Okay, anyway, fine. Now, who was the scariest person in Anoob's life before Toastmasters?
Aarti.
Aarti, yeah.
Wife.
Yes, that was a guess, but still.
No, I heard it, but then
Yeah,
I got
okay.
confused with it's Dev or Anil.
Okay, great. Now, who got to be the chairman of NASA for 5 minutes in this
Anoob.
meeting?
Aarti.
Anoob. Who all? Yeah.
Vishnu. Aarti.
Good.
Abdul,
what
you
is
should also
one thing-
call out. Unmute and be ready.
Okay, now if Vishnu is taking up the role of chairman in NASA, what is one thing he'll do?
Anoob.
Anoob.
Start evaluating the projects.
Start.
And evaluating all the open projects and see what is actually beneficial, cut down on that and all that.
Yes, very attentive.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you some more chance. Now, who were the 3 dinosaurs they mentioned?
Aarti.
Aarti. 3 dinosaurs.
One is his professor.
Okay. Good.
Second is his manager. Third is his wife.
Very good. Now, Vishnu is herbivorous only for
Few minutes.
Shoot, Ajay. Okay.
Ajay.
Arti.
Anoob said,
Arti. No, it's not few minutes.
Arti.
No, Ajay, I was saying my name. I know the
Anoob,
answer.
Anoob,
Yes,
I
yes.
can.
Ajay.
Yeah. So can you repeat the question? The three. What was the question?
Vishnu is herbivorous only for
For
dash.
3 months because of religious reasons.
Okay, great. Now, who here is going to arrange a free robotic air hostess
Ajay.
for you?
Anoob,
Abdul.
Abdul cannot
Abdul.
answer.
Yeah.
Ajay.
I have followed my name first. So it's Abdul.
Ajay. Abdul.
That's Abdul. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is Prakash going to select? Money, food grain machine that cleans
Ajay.
up
Arti.
free.
Dev.
Abdul.
Ajay Money. Ajay
Okay, I
Money.
get the point.
Arti.
I couldn't make out who. Okay. Now, somebody proposed a three-time hike. Okay, we
Ajay.
are not bothered about who proposed it. Who disposed that proposal?
Dev.
Anoob,
Vishnu.
Dave.
Arati.
Yes. Very bad, Arati.
Management.
management, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite happy to give it.
Yeah, that's what
No,
she
you are
told.
the management. Part of the management, part of the problem. Okay, now somebody plans to sell gold and retire. Who was that?
Dev.
Dave.
Arati.
Yes, that was Arati's retirement plan. Now, profession should meet dash.
Passion.
Can you repeat?
Anoob,
Anoob told the name first.
Anoob, only Anoob. Yeah,
it's passion.
passion,
Dave.
yes. Now, what was Abdul's choice for color?
Dev.
Ajay.
Anoob,
Arti.
White. Ajay White. I have called out my name first. Ajay White.
Arti.
White.
Okay, I'll give that to Ajay. That's it. Done. Now,
Oh my God, you were so thorough, Kavita.
yeah, I wrote 4 pages. It was nice because anyway, Anoob took my role. I had to do something, right? Okay, so with that we ended. Went into the evaluation session. Now I'll hand it over to TMOD and I'll post the results towards the end. Over to you.
thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, for those clinical evaluation. And my apologies. I probably missed being impromptu, right? To sort of, call upon you to sort of introduce you. My bad. Sorry about that. I felt like, even though when things are actually pushed against us, we come together. We are all sort of resilient to whatever we can with whatever things that are left, right? And there was a clear sort of elaboration of it throughout this meeting. And I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot from speakers like Arati and also the table topic sessions that we had. And overall, I felt this is a fantastic meeting, even though it was very chaotic in the beginning. We kind of pulled it off really well, is what I felt. With that, I thought like probably I should give the control back to Dave, who's going to close it, I
Prakash.
guess, or Prakash. Over to you, Prakash. And one probably small suggestion. I really enjoyed delivering the joke session. And I believe going forward, we should have joke session going forward to lighten up the seriousness of the meeting. And yeah, that's one suggestion from my end. With that, I give the control back to Toastmaster Prakash.
How come it's to me?
Oh, sorry.
Dave, you are the person.
It's to Dave? Okay.
I was the only president. It's president.
I thought you started the meeting, so it's too. Okay, no problem. So we'll just hear from one of our guests, Abdul. Sorry, it was maybe a full session was a joke for you. It was it was so unplanned, and we are doing so much joke for you. How you felt actually?
Yeah, it is good and it's very well organized. Like there are different roles. Like first I thought like before like Toastmaster it's like casual and like they'll give you a topic to speak. So you have different like it's like even if we are like very introvert or something, we'll like somehow like we will also be interactive in the meeting, like because of your various sessions you have. So it's good. I like it.
Thank you, guest Abdul. I think this was the worst organized for us in terms of organization. So come to our next meeting or future meeting where we'll really show our organizational skill and how organized it is. So, and first of all, I have to thank a few members here, especially our Anoob, who took up the role of Toastmaster of the day as well as on the spot. And there was some confusion that he had because it's a very difficult role and he took it impromptu. And I'd like to thank Grammarian Vishnu as well as our accountant Prakash. And because these were all not planned role, they simply joined for a Saturday meet and they took up. And even for Kavita, you took up Quizmaster. And first time I'm seeing, I think more than 25 questions, which really made us think. So that's a very good aspect. I feel listening skill, improving our skill, and I feel there is a fun over there. And to our table topic master, we have to give 16 topic, and you are patient enough to give 16 topic, and you also took a topic. Thanks for that. And to our Arathi for coming up with a very good speech. On that note, I think this Saturday meeting was a learning as well as fun. Thank you so much. I call this meeting to end. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Request Arathi, can you stay back if possible? Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, just let me
Thank you
say
all.
that Dave was the best listener, today's best listener. Coming close second is Anoob.
Oh,
How
I
many
thought it was
points?
Anoob.
No, it is Dave.
How many points?
6, 5.
I have 3. And
No.
all the questions were based on me.
I think since I
Was
am an
usually-
evaluator, I have to listen to her speech. So, and you asked most question from Arathi's speech.
Ah, yes, yes. So we should ban the evaluator also.
So
And there's nobody to play.
the exam is.
All right. Thank you. You can stop the recording there.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.